Hey everyone, Ron Milligan with Remax Select here, coming to you from our office in Portland's Pearl District on a sunny afternoon. Much appreciated sun out this afternoon. Love to see that. So today, what I've got for you are some thoughts on inflation and how it relates to real estate. And it's a question that one of my clients asked me last week. So I managed to dig up a couple of quotes and some figures that I wanted to share with everyone today. So the first one, real estate is one of the time-honored inflation hedges. It's a tangible asset, and those tend to hold their value when inflation reigns, unlike paper assets. More specifically, as prices rise, so do property values. And this is something that certainly happened in my family. The nice thing about real estate, if you have real estate as an investment, and you're collecting rents, in a lot of cases, as the inflation rises, the consumer price index increases, you can increase your rents along with it. And that's still pretty much the case in Oregon, even though we have rent control on how much you can raise the rents. A lot of that is tied to whatever the rate of inflation is, plus another number, and that combination is what you're allowed to increase the rents in any given year. And you can bet if inflation starts to hit hard, that landlords are going to take advantage of that. The second thing I wanted you to take a look at here are a graph showing a hedge against inflation, home price appreciation versus consumer price increases over the decades. So we can look at the 1970s here, when we famously had really high inflation, 7.1% over the decade averaged. And what did we have for home price appreciation? 9.9%. 1980s, when inflation was leveling off there, at least towards the end of the decade there, more of a balance between the two of them, 5.6 and 5.5. 1990s, inflation going down, home price appreciation and standing strong against that. In 2000s, when we had, of course, we've got an inverse relationship here where the rate of inflation is higher than the rate of appreciation. Of course, what happened at the end of the 2000s, we had the mortgage meltdown. So we had the mortgage crisis, driven by paper written on real estate, and real estate suffered greatly. So not a big surprise to see that number inverse during the 2000s, especially considering what happened at the end of that decade. The 2010s, 1.8% versus 4.9%. 2020, 1.4% versus 9.2%. 2021, 6.8% versus 18%, and these are national numbers. Keep that in mind. And these numbers are coming from National Association of Realtors, CoreLogic, and then this Consumer Price Index. So the last thing that I had for you is relating to those folks who have decided that they're going to sit the market out and they're just going to continue renting until they see what happens. A fixed rate mortgage allows you to maintain the biggest portion of your house expenses at the same payment. Sure, property taxes will rise and other expenses may creep up, especially when we're talking about inflation, but your monthly housing payment remains the same. That's certainly not the case if you're renting. And that kind of goes back to what I was talking about at the beginning of this video. So if you've got some thoughts, concerns, everything is specific to people and their situations. I'm happy to chat with you about your situation, what your fears are, and share with you what we know and what is, and see if we can find a solution for you. So always feel free to reach out to me with any questions or any concerns. You can leave a comment down below, or just reach out to me, email, text, cell phone, however you like to communicate. All right, look forward to hearing from you soon.